Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Rachel Williams, and I'm with the University of Kentucky. So we will hopefully be joined by one of our professors from the engineering department, and we have already been joined by one of our students who's a mining engineering major, Timur. So he'll have a chance to give you his perspective towards the end. So I'll ask for anyone, if you have any questions, just go ahead and type them in the chat box. And we'll try to take care of them, the questions kind of all at once towards the end. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So we're going to talk about, is an engineering major right for you? So my goals today in the presentation are to talk a little bit about what you should consider, what you should be thinking about if you are interested in an engineering major, to talk a little bit about what you should look for in the programs while you're researching different colleges and universities, and what you should be thinking about and preparing for the application process. So as I said, my name is Rachel, and I am with the University of Kentucky, specifically with the International Center. So most universities will have an organization similar to the International Center, where we focus really on two things. So first of all, we focus on international admissions and student recruitment, which is my job. And then we also have a unit that focuses on international students once they're enrolled at the university, making sure that they're having a good experience and all of their needs are being met. So we're going to talk today, as I said, we're going to talk about some general considerations, some things that you should be thinking about if you're wondering whether or not an engineering major is something you would be interested in. The different majors that are available to you and in the many fields of engineering. Before you apply, what you should be doing, what you should be thinking about as you're researching different universities, what the application process is like, what you need to take into consideration that you might not need to take into consideration for other programs. Hopefully Dr. Yuming Zhang will be joining us. I don't know if he might not be able to today, but I believe he will. And we're going to have the chance to hear a little bit from a current student of ours, and then we'll have time for questions if you have any questions. So some general considerations. What are some things that you should be thinking about, not only if you want to major in engineering, but for pretty much any major that you're interested in? You want to really think about, why do you want to study engineering? What is it about engineering that interests you or makes you think that it would be a good fit? And then even further within engineering, because engineering contains many different fields, what fields interest you? What kind of a commitment am I prepared to make to my studies is another question that you should be asking yourselves. Engineering is a pretty rigorous major, meaning there will be a lot of work involved, and you want to think about, well, what kind of commitment am I willing to make in terms of the amount of work that I'm willing to do, the amount of time I'm willing to spend pursuing internships or doing research with professors. So to really think about and be honest with yourself, what kind of a commitment do I want to make to my studies? And you also really want to think, it might seem like a long time from now or very far off, but you do want to start to think, well, what are my goals for after graduation? What are the things that I think that I might want to do with my life after graduation? And how would this fit into my possible major? So these are just general considerations. And again, I'm relating them to engineering, but you could certainly relate them to any major that you're thinking of. So what are some important skills and qualities that you want to have if you're going to be pursuing an engineering major? Obviously, maths and sciences, right? This is what everyone is going to tell you, and it is very true. You have to be strong and also to enjoy math and science in order to pursue an engineering major. But beyond simply your grades in math and science classes, there are some things that you that you need to think about as well beyond that, such as problem solving. A lot of engineering is going to be problem solving. So in a general sense, is that something you enjoy? Figuring out how something works or how to solve a specific problem. And then two qualities that perhaps are not thought of as much, but are certainly important for engineering majors would be communication and collaboration. So you, as an engineer, you are not going to be working by yourself for the most part. You're going to be working collaboratively. You're going to be working with a group of your colleagues to collectively problem solve and work on a specific project. So if communication skills and collaboration is something that you enjoy, that's also something to consider as you're considering whether or not you want to pursue an engineering major. In engineering programs, you're going to see a variety of majors, minors, and certificate programs. So that's something that you have to consider as well, and that's certainly something that you should be considering as you look at different programs. What are the majors, what are the minors, and what are the different certificate programs that are offered? Because engineering is like a broad general term, and it's going to encompass a lot of different fields, such as, you know, electrical engineering or mechanical or aerospace, etc. And minors and certificates are also important to look at and to think about, because these give you chances to like further specialize within your program and to gain more expertise in and to be more employable. So before you apply, so let's say you're pretty sure you want to be an engineering major, you're looking at different universities in the United States, and you are trying to differentiate among all of these different universities. Well, what are some of the things that you should be looking at? So here are some general considerations of some things that, that you should be looking at as you look at a variety of different programs. So obviously first, what you can study. And this is obvious, right? If you're interested in mechanical engineering, you're not going to seriously look at an engineering school that does not offer mechanical engineering. But you want to make sure that you look at what are the variety of majors, minors, and certificates that are offered. What can I study? If I changed my mind about the field of engineering that I wanted to specialize in, would I have the opportunity to do that? So all of the different disciplines is the first thing that you should look at in engineering programs. You should also look at the two other really basic key things that you should examine are class size and who are the faculty. In terms of class size, you want to make sure that you are not going to be in very large classes all throughout your degree program, whereas an upper level student, you're still going to be in very large classes. So you want to make sure that as you progress through the program, the average class size for advanced classes within your major is small, meaning you're going to get more time with your professor, you're going to get more personalized or individualized instruction, and you are going to be able to really build those personal connections. And you should also be looking at faculty. Who are the faculty in this program for what you're interested in? If you are interested in electrical engineering, well, who are the faculty members who specialize in that? And what do they do in terms of research? What classes do they teach? So what you can study in terms of majors and minors, class size, and faculty, these are the three basics that you should be looking at in any different engineering program that you're thinking about. Beyond these basics, there are more things. Now, these are things you might not consider, but you should certainly be looking into them at different programs. One of these things that you can look into are dual degree programs. So these are for students, for example, at University of Kentucky, we have an engineering MBA dual degree for students who are also interested in management and business. Through our honors college, we are specialized honors programs for are engineering students. You should be looking at the different possibilities for dual degree programs at a variety of schools and see what they offer. What can they offer your interests beyond engineering? You should also be looking at the opportunities for student engagement and extracurriculars. For example, does the school you're interested in have any living learning programs, which would be a chance to be in the same residence halls as other engineering students and taking classes together? What kinds of academic clubs and academic activities are offered through the engineering programs that you're looking at? These academic clubs and activities can be really important ways to get to know your professors in different ways, to build professional skills, and to participate in things that are really going to help you in terms of employment, in terms of gaining internships, or in terms of really exploring your interests, but also meeting people and having an enjoyable experience. Internships are something else you should be looking at as you look at different programs. What kind of opportunities are there? How does the College of Engineering help you in terms of finding an internship? What do most students do for internships? You should also look at, are there any, thinking way ahead to after you get your undergraduate degree and you're starting to think about jobs, you should be looking at, does this College of Engineering offer any kind of on-campus event or program with prospective employers, such as job fairs or talks or even interview opportunities to do on-campus interviews? Another thing to look at are how many students gain industry experience before graduation. And this can be through internships, it can be through jobs, it can be through research with professors, but having that industry experience is going to be something that is going to be very important. And of course, another big one is financial aid. Now, most of the financial aid opportunities that you'll probably be looking at will be through the university as a whole. They might have certain, for example, at University of Kentucky, we have specific scholarship programs for all international students. But there might also be specialized scholarship and financial aid opportunities specifically for different engineering majors. And this is something that you should certainly ask about. So beyond the kind of basics that you should be looking at in engineering programs in terms of what you can study, who are the faculty, and how big are your classes, these are a number of different considerations to really keep in mind that can really help you differentiate programs and figure out where would be the best fit for you. So after you have looked at different programs, you've decided, yes, I do want to be an engineering major, and you've narrowed it down to certain schools that you're going to apply to, the application process is the next thing to look at. And there are several key factors to really keep in mind. Obviously, the most important is your GPA. Right? And that's something that I think that all of you know already. Your GPA is very important in terms of college admissions in general, and then admissions to engineering programs. Test scores are something else that will certainly be examined. Of course, on the one hand, there's your English language proficiency test, such as the TOEFL or the IELTS or Duolingo, but there's also the SAT. And the SAT, what is going to be really important for the engineering programs is obviously your math score. You also want to look into, are there placement exams in the university that you are looking at? Now, especially right now with the situation with the coronavirus and the fact that many testing sites are closed down and SATs are not being offered as regularly, a lot of universities are going to offer alternative means of placement. I mean, they will have an in-house math or science placement exam that you would be able to do online that could take the place of what you usually have in terms of an SAT score. So in terms of academics, those are the big things to really look at: GPA, test scores, and placement exams. One thing to ask yourself, and this is very important, is, are the requirements different for the engineering school than for the university as a whole? For example, at University of Kentucky, the College of Engineering has a more strict set of admission standards than the university as a whole. So there's a different GPA standard, and there's a different standard in terms of your math score on the SAT. So that is a very important consideration to keep in mind. What are the admissions requirements specifically for the College of Engineering? The most important thing through the application process is ask questions and stay in contact. Now, who am I talking about? Who you should be staying in contact with? Whoever you have been talking to. It might be me or someone like me if you're interested in University of Kentucky, and I would probably be an initial point of contact, and I could put you, if you had specific engineering questions, then I could put you in contact with people in the College of Engineering if we need them to answer any questions. But anytime you have any questions about the application process at a university, or if you have specific questions about academics or can I major in this, ask. We love when students are interested. We love to answer questions. We love it when we can help guide you through the process and make things easier and a little bit less scary, and help you get some clarity on what you can study and how you can apply, how we can help you with scholarship opportunities. And before I turn things over to Professor Zhang, the one thing that I will say is the current situation with the coronavirus is obviously things are a little bit unusual right now in terms of classes, in terms of admissions, in terms of taking these standardized tests. All universities realize this, and all universities will work with you. We realize that your grades that are in flux right now, that maybe your school went to pass fail, or maybe your transcript isn't really reflecting what's happening right now. We realize that you might not have had the chance to take the SATs or the ACTs. We are here and we're willing to work with you. So if there are irregularities due to the situation with COVID-19, do not think that these mean you can't apply to a certain school or everything is ruined for your admissions. Ask. We know that these things are affecting you, and we want to make sure that you still succeed. So I will turn things over to Professor Zhang, who will be able to talk a little bit more specifically about the engineering side of things.
Thank you very much, Rachel. First of all, I apologize for being late. Somehow I received a message from Rachel. Say this meeting is canceled.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened. The system, something wrong with the system. But the next time, if I see this, such type of information, I should verify with you. So I'm very glad that I came here to check on that. I saw your message. I'm glad that I catch on time.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. So my name is Yumin Jiang. I'm the Director of International Partnerships for the College of Engineering. I'm going to introduce a little bit on our College of Engineering here at the University of Kentucky. This gentleman is the Dean of our college. He joined us 2 years ago. Under his leadership, College of Engineering, I think it is up to a new level. Our College of Engineering in the engineering program is ranked number 94 in the United States of America. We have all the major engineering programs we have, including agriculture engineering, biomedical, chemical, civil, computer, engineering, computer science, electrical. That is where with the department I'm with. Material science engineering, mechanical, mining. We offer basically all the major engineering programs. I want to specifically mention here in the US, we are very engineering program. We are very fundamental. Our name would never change. I see in the rest, many other countries, they continue to change their program's name. We do not change. So we focus on the basic trainings. So I think we get better training. I saw when I visit other country, I don't want to name which country, I see like a personal consumer in electronics. I don't know what is that kind of program. When you graduate, maybe right now you can get a job, but in the long run, how you can get a job? So the best way is we have those fundamental engineering areas relaxed. So what is the, how in the University of Kentucky, how you are going to get a trend for the engineering profession. So of course we have different engineering programs. It's very difficult to talk about everything here, but I want to give a brief overall introduction for our curriculum. So in general, we are 4 years program that require us to take approximately it varies from program to program, but approximately from 200. I see someone asked a question about the internship, employee opportunity, and research projects. Those we're going to answer that later. So after the introduction, we are going to have a question and answer session. All the questions raised from you will be answered. So for our engineering training, we got 4 years program. The credit hour is approximately 120 to 130. That varies from program to program. Our curriculum or our courses, our trainings, they can be decomposed into a number of areas. Number one is the university core. That is the common courses like communication, English writing skills, and politics, social studies. All those are in the university core. For engineering, our major core is math and science. We require 2 years calculus program, and we also require physics, chemistry, and also we require advanced mathematics courses. That is beyond calculus. So that's the math and science. And for our engineering courses, we have lower level fundamental courses. Like for electrical engineering, we get circuits, circuits that would be considered as our lower level fundamental courses that are needed, required for every single student who are going to graduate from our program with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. We also have middle level courses. That courses are a little bit more advanced. Typically, we have a lot of laboratory experiment classes in this level. For this level of courses, we are more a little bit more advanced, but is going to have a number of directions. Like we have signal process, imaging process, artificial intelligence. We have like a power, and control. So different areas, but our students is required to take a number of these courses from the selected areas. And also we have senior design that is required for everyone. And then when we go to upper level courses, those courses will be fully elective. You can choose any of that offered within the department. And also we have a very University of Kentucky Engineering. We are very famous for our internship, or we call co-op here program. That is optional, but is very popular. That help our students a lot when they graduate, for them to get a job and get relatively better pay. And other features we have at the University of Kentucky is our first year engineering program. This is, so that means we get a University of Kentucky. In other universities, when you get here, you're going to just choose your courses yourself. But here at the University of Kentucky, we have a specific design, specially designed a 3 course sequence series. And we offer this course to first year engineering course. So you have to take that. This course is intended to recruit and return engineering and computer science students by engaging them in the exploratory and the design experience in the first year. So those courses will be taught by real engineering professors, not the TAs, not the other part-time or some other the professors. So here, where they're going to teach by real engineering professors. They are very experienced in different areas. Here, I want to mention that here, as you can see here, we see engineering and computer science students. Why we separated that? Actually, they are what we call actually in rest in any other country in the world, we all call their engineering students. Like computer software or engineer, they call computer science. But actually, they are actually engineering students. But here we just call the engineering and the computer science. And also like math and science in the rest of the world, math is part of the science. But here somehow in the US, math is a little bit separated from science. So typically we call science and math and science, that is really when we come here, everything is together, become science, okay? So that is the course curriculum. And also when you join us here at University of Kentucky, from the very beginning, you will work with professional advisors. They will make sure how you're going to take the courses. Those courses will make sure you're on the way to finish your degree. And also we have professor, faculty advisors. They are going to provide career advancing. This is not about which courses you should take in toward your degree. Is going to advise you on which profession you should go, which area you should go. For example, we have artificial intelligence, we have image processing, we have control, we have the power systems. So which area you should take, and so you can discuss with the professors, the faculty advisors. They can provide you the advice, and also advise you to say, should you go to the graduate school? Where are research opportunities available? Okay, next. So in the University of Kentucky, we have a wonderful resident college program. That means when you come here and if you are still in the engineering of a College of Engineering, you will be eligible to join our engineer resident hall college. What this means is, okay, many engineering students, they are going to live concentrated in the same dorm. This dorm, they get a wonderful activities, and and also you can have your single room where you share with other roommate, but of course you still have your separate, your own living room. And also we have common conditions like the laundry room and the kitchen. You may possible, of course, after Corona virus, you may also possibly have your own party here. You can cook in the kitchen to host your friends. Next. And this shows the activities you may have in the resident college. As you can see here, you have the table ball, and you have discussion room, and you can play ping pong table tennis. Next. And also we have different student research and practice teams. They make like a solar car, and they made a satellite, and we can also launch satellite. We made satellite, we can NASA Kentucky. If you make your satellite where you have some devices, you want to do some experiment in the satellite, they can launch. Okay, next. So you see, can engineering, some ask a question, I say a question, can undergraduate students collaborate with students from other universities to share experience? Definitely, yes. We will, as we see, we will answer the question later after we finish the brief introduction. And this shows our research practice team. We say students, teams or clubs. Next. And also we have, in addition to that, we also have a professional team to guide us for the career development. Basically, they're gonna have us how you can, when you are pursuing your degree, how you can prepare yourself to get ready when you graduate to get a job and get good pay. So the College of Engineering, we have a career development team. So on the bottom of this slide, you can see what is the career development. Basically, they're going to assist student. If you are here, that's basically you are part of the student. So we're going to assist you in developing your job seeking skills, help you to see what skills you need, how you can get a job, and also build a career network and help secure the rewarding career in your own you chosen field of study. You choose this field, and it will help you how you can get a rewarding career. Rewarding career, that means you can easier to get a job, and also you can get a good pay. That's is rewarding, and how you can see in the future you can get promoted. Next. So how they can do to help you that. So basically they're going to through different ways, individual meetings and classes. They're going to say they're going to review your resume when you're seeking for a job. You're going to prepare your resume. They're going to help you to improve how you can prepare better resume to better be received by the employers, and also improve your job skill, interview skill, and how you can write a cover letter, and then how you explore your career, and how you're going to, what strategies you should have for search your job. And also here at the University of Kentucky, we have a number of career fair. So basically companies of our partnerships, the different companies. Later I'm going to introduce, I'm going to have a list of the companies we're working with. They come here each semester to come here to meet with the students, to open their, introduce their job openings. So during this career fair, you can prepare your resume, you can get prepared, you can talk to the employers, and you may get the offer even during this period, or during the fair, or you are going to say move from there toward a job. And also there's other like a website, LinkedIn, I believe this should be also popular in Kazakhstan, in your country, and we have this LinkedIn, and that's the website you're looking for job, and also handshaking. Handshake, that's another software I believe is similar as LinkedIn, but I'm not familiar with that. Next. So I see that I'm not familiarized. Okay, can we go back? I'm not familiarized with handshaking career management system. So this is slide, I believe Rachel can make this presentation available to you. So basically this is similar. Everything, I'm not, as I said, I'm not familiarized with this website, and but they're going to help you to explore your majors and your career and help you seek for a job. So next. So many students at the University of Kentucky College of Engineering, they decided to take one semester full-time, or some of the students take 1 year. They go to work with company. We call in other countries, in other university schools, we call internship, and here we call co-op. So you work in the industry. So typically, after you finish co-op over there, and when you graduate, the company is going to offer their employment opportunities to you. So that is a wonderful program. Many of our students are taking advantage of this. Take advantage of this opportunity. So during this period, they are not going to take any courses. If they take full-time, they're going to full-time work with the company. So in this way, the company you're working with, they will get a chance to know you, and they like you, they will make offer to you. And during for international students, during this period, you are going to register a course. So you will not pay the tuition, that is required to, for example, when you take full-time, when you take classes in the university, you're going to pay the full tuition. But when you take an internship, of course, on the one side, you're going to make money, you're going to make pay, and but also you just pay a little bit of tuition to maintain in this class. Next. So this is shows the engineer on the right, and we have the pictures that shows our career fair. We have companies, as I mentioned, the companies from our partnership institution from the nation, from the region, come here to recruit our students to introduce their job opportunities to our students. Next. Those are a brief list of the company we work with, the University of Kentucky we work with. Of course, we have more company, as you can see from the pictures from the last slide. We get much more companies than those are listed here next. So we get 100 plus companies. Means we have more than 100 companies here. We just listed some of them. Next. So what is the pay we have here? If you go to internship, as we have a list here for different engineers, and this one tells the average pay, what we have per hour, and what is the higher and highest, and what is lowest, and how many students they participated. As we can see, like a mechanical engineer, we have a lot of students that participate, and also like a chemical engineer, electrical engineer, computer science. Yeah, we have chemical engineer. We have a lot of students that participate in this program. And next. Now, when we graduate here, of course, our we would say we get employed. Once you get employed, what is the pay we are looking at? And this one shows what we had. Okay, I'm sorry, I typed this one. As here is 2019 should be 2018 to 2019, not 2029. Okay, that is just last years. Okay, 2019 to 2018 to 2019. So we have the media and the average salary. And media means, okay, if you have 100 people get a job, get 100 get a job, get a pay, and you are in the middle one. Your salary is in the middle. Average, that means we have the average, everybody's salary we add together divided by the number of people. That's average, as average. So this one can share. We can see here for chemical engineering, the average were both the exceed 70. That's the starting salary. That means when you just graduate. This is not the total compensation. So in addition to that, you also have many other benefits. This is just the nominal salary. For the civil engineer, the civil engineer is a little bit less than chemical engineer and computer engineer, and that's in the 60s, and computer science in the 70s, and electrical engineer also 80s. So we have those salaries. So most of them we are in the 60s. So what is the 60s here? And you say, hey, because we do not have idea. Basically, 60s is a very good pay. That is more than enough to feed the entire family. You get a house, you get a car, and you get everything. That's basically can be paid from 60s. Okay, next. Okay.
Great.
Yeah,
So thank you so much.
Okay.
So before we do the question and answer, we'll have our students.
Yes.
So Timur, if you could turn on your camera if you have that ability, that would be great.
So Rachel, I have other meeting because since this meeting is canceled, I thought it's canceled. I have another meeting. Is that possible? I'm just wondering. Before
sure.
We have the student. I can answer questions. I have
Absolutely.
The other meeting. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Timur, you can chill for a little bit, and yeah, we can have Professor Zhang answer some questions.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about this. Okay, yeah, I have 11 call. So let me see. Okay, I take a look at the question that have been posted. Posted that so is I saw a question is engineering aerospace part of engineer mechanical engineer. At this time, yes, they are, but we are separating that. Aerospace engineering will be soon a separate engineering program. Is will not be part of the mechanical engineer. So although the courses, the faculty, they are mechanical engineering faculty. So in the future, there is possibility we may call Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. At this time, we're still mechanical. So aerospace engineering, now we do not have engineering program yet. We have aerospace engineer certificate program. So next is the will undergrad student have a opportunity to take the research project? Yes, yes, many professors, they're looking for undergrad research. Some of they get paid, some they may not have, some have to pay. Some the department, they sponsor undergraduate, so the department pay undergraduate for research. So then at which point, so you say if yes, the opportunities to make an undergrad project, yes. Say if yes, then at what point? I do not understand this question. So probably the question is when they can start it.
Yeah.
That's really, it's up to the professor and after research project. I would be very, part of the research for undergraduate students, they're not really just, they're doing research. They're doing research is to get familiarized that. To learn, is not really at a position to contribute to make a scientific new discovery. Where you can do that, that's will be much supervised and collaborate with graduate students. Yeah. So at one point, I believe that's in the 80 time. So other question is, can undergraduate students collaborate with students from other institutes to share experience? Definitely yes. So do we have organized a way to do that? I don't know. I don't think we have organized a way, but your advisor may have collaboration with, we have visiting scholars, we have visiting students from the rest of the world. So in this way, you can share your experience. And do we have officially university-wide way to do that? I'm not sure we have that. Okay.
All right, I think those are the questions that would be specific to you. So thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Okay, great. I will stay until probably 2 minutes. Okay, before you leave. Okay.
All right. So Timur, if you'd like to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a student in the engineering programs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. You ask someone else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have a webcam available right now. Yeah. So my name is Timur. I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm from Almaty, and I'm a sophomore in mining engineering. So this is my second year here. Originally I chose a mining engineering as a major. Not specifically a mining engineering. I chose mining as a major when I was like 12 years old. I got because I actually got my first ever internship when I was 12, and it just kept rolling. And after I graduated from school, I took a gap year and I enrolled here to UK, and I'm definitely having fun, to say at least, especially with online classes and 19 credit hours that I'm having this semester. So what else I can talk about?
Well, what do you like most about the College of Engineering at University of Kentucky?
Oh yeah, definitely. So during my first year, I used to live on campus. Now I live off campus. The program itself is really fun, especially the EGR, the first like low level EGR courses like EGR 102, EGR 103, when you're actually learning about your major and all the presentations that we had going on. So when you're gonna enroll as an engineering major, there will be a task for one of your first classes that you need to attend for at least 4 presentations of different majors, and you will know a lot about them. They will like go deeply and introduce what are you actually gonna do as your chosen major. For example, I chose mining engineering. I always wanted to work with like rocks and stuff, but over the years, especially after graduated the school, I'm still gonna be in mining engineering, but now I'm going more deeply into blasting. So I'm because exploding stuff is fun, you know.
And University of Kentucky has like the #2 mining
Yeah, it
engineering
is.
program in
Yep.
the country. Yeah.
I actually, when I took a gap year, I tried to enroll to a couple mining schools. I got accepted to all of them, but the number one is of course Colorado School of Mines. But I didn't even try to get there because I know it's going to be pretty hard. But UK is definitely going to be the #2 choice for me. And for a lot of incoming students, I have a couple of advices. First of all, is don't screw up with your deadlines. Deadlines are very important. Like, for example, I have a big scholarship right now, but it always could have been bigger if I didn't miss a couple of deadlines for other scholarships. So definitely take a note on that. And then before you come to UK, just try to take up the course bulletin. It's gonna show you all the classes that you need to take for your major, and you will actually have like a brief introduction. What are you actually gonna study? For example, almost all engineering students on the first year, we're all gonna take the same courses. So, for example, first semester I took math, chemistry, EGR 101 and EGR 102, which is EGR 101 is an introduction to like engineering, and EGR 102 is more about the coding stuff and working with Arduino. And then on second semester, I took some of my UK core classes is always a requirement by the university. So I took Word 110 and I took Calc again because you need to take uh, from Calc 1 up to Calc 4 if you're an engineering student. And now on my sophomore years, which is my second year, I actually started to taking mining classes. For example, in our first semester of this year, I took MNG 201, which is introduction to mining, and now I'm taking 3 different mining courses, as well as I'm taking chemistry and calculus. So my mining classes are first about the blasting, of course, because it's fun. The second mining class is about the AMSHA, so it's the Department of Mining's Health and Safety. So we're learning all the regulatory and data requirements for safe work. And my third class is mine design, which we actually really hard for me right now since we are online classes. And this class used to be fully in the computer lab because there's really expensive gear and really expensive programs that we work with. For example, the Carlson mining, the AutoCAD, the Vulkan mining, the MapTech, and all this stuff, which is really hard to understand. But when you get it, it'll be really fun. For example, all this when you actually gonna transfer data to computer and for the first time, and you will actually see that your thing is working, your design is working, you're gonna feel so happy about that. For example, when my one of the first assignments for me was when we needed to have a 3D model of basically the ore body, and I saw it was pretty bad, but it worked. It looked like a freaking a duck, but it was really fun.
So just one last thing, is there anything about the College of Engineering or admissions that you think that students from Kazakhstan in particular should be aware of, since you could speak to that?
From my personal experience, before coming to United States as a whole, like college system, I didn't even know how it's gonna work because it's a big difference between Kazakhstan and US. Like, take a note that you're gonna take. The different class is gonna cost you different amount of credit hours, and the more credit hours you'll have, the harder class will be. And like piece of advice, when you actually gonna come to campus, you're gonna start registering for classes. Um, don't take more than two, like 4 credit hour classes, because if you're gonna take more than that, it's gonna be really hard. And I think that's the only advice that I can give. I'm pretty much packed up. I was enjoying my first year. It was fun. I already came prepared since I took a gap year.
Okay, great. Thank you, Timur. I appreciate
Yep.
it. So there were a couple of other general questions about tuitions and fees. So that's something that I can tell you a little bit about. So in terms of undergraduate admissions, so first, just to give you a little information, we're talking about engineering today, but University of Kentucky is a large public research institution. That means we have over 200 programs. So we're not just engineering. So if you're interested in healthcare professions like pre-medicine, pre-dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, we have programs and all of that. We have a college of business if you're interested in management, accounting, marketing, things like that. We have a college of architecture. We have majors in the liberal arts, like the arts and sciences, such as the social sciences, like psychology, biology, and all of the sciences, international relations. So we have over 200 programs. So we're not just a school of engineering. And if you have any questions about any other programs, I'm definitely happy to talk about those as well. If you can write any questions you have in the chat box. In terms of our admissions, tuitions and fees is 46,500 would be what amount you'd have to show on your bank statement. So that covers not only tuition and fees, but that would also be the cost of housing, living expenses, and health insurance. So that's everything all together. In terms of admissions, we ask for English proficiency in the form either of the TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. And Duolingo is particularly useful right now, seeing as that can be done at home. The SAT or ACT is required for scholarships, but not for admissions. So if you are applying, but you do not plan on applying for scholarships, you don't even need to worry about the SAT or ACT. Obviously, in terms of the current situation, with the coronavirus and tests being canceled, the SAT or ACT question is also being looked at in more closely. And so if you have any questions about that, or if there was any way that you simply could not take that, that's something that we are aware of as well. In terms of scholarships, we do have 3 major scholarship programs that are available to international students. Our priority deadline is December 1st. So for all of these scholarships, except the International Ambassador Scholarship, the deadline for that is February 15th. But we are actually doing a second round of those. And so if you are still looking for somewhere to go to college in this coming fall, we will be accepting applications for the International Ambassador Scholarship up until May 15th, actually. So you would have about another month to apply for that one scholarship. The other 2 scholarships, you wouldn't be eligible anymore for this academic year. So we do have these 3 scholarship programs for international student. The Bluegrass Spirit Scholarship, this is purely an academic scholarship. They're looking at your GPA and your SAT score. And there are 3 levels of award, so ranging from $8,000 up to $12,500. You do not have to do anything specifically to apply. It is automatically considered if you check the academic scholarship box in the application. We have a diversity scholarship that begins at $5,000 and goes up from there. So it can be more than that. To be considered for this scholarship application, you need to complete the William C. Parker Scholarship section of the admissions application, which does include an essay. And then we have the International Ambassador Scholarship, and this ranges from $3,000 up to $16,000. So this can be a very large scholarship. We do look at your GPA. We do look at your SAT or your ACT. And what you need to, and this is administered through our department, through the International Center. So to apply for this scholarship, you would need to submit 1 essay and 1 letter of recommendation. And this scholarship, this is more than a scholarship program. This is a program where you are a representative for the international community at your university. So for example, Timur is an international ambassador, and as part of his scholarship, he agreed to come on this webinar with me and help me and give the perspective of a student.
Yay.
We ask our international ambassadors to email prospects, students who from their country or students who have the same academic interests. So this is resume experience as well as being a scholarship. This is something you would put on your resume when you're applying for jobs or applying for graduate school as a position of responsibility. So it is possible to get more than one scholarship. So we have students who get all three of these scholarships, and if you get them at the highest level, that can add up to full tuition. There's a question about the SAT subject exams. You don't get, sorry, Timur, you do not need to take any SAT subject exams for admission into the College of Engineering. You only need to take the regular SAT. And again, right now we realize that that might be difficult. So there is a math placement exam offered by the department as well. I think that covers, somebody asked a question about the scholarship. So there is an honors college at the University of Kentucky. You can be in any major and apply for the honors college. So there is a separate application for the honors college. And there are scholarship opportunities within the honors college as well. Even in the honors college, you're still eligible for all three of these scholarships that I just described. So definitely the honors college is something that we really do encourage students to apply to as well. There are a lot of opportunities through the honors college for more academic opportunities and internships and different classes and things like that. So there are scholarship opportunities for students admitted to the honors program. In terms of general information about our university, as I said, we're a large public research university. So we offer classes in a large variety of majors, and that's something that students appreciate because you still have the opportunity to change your major in your first year, which a lot of students do take advantage of that if they take a couple of classes and realize, okay, this might not be for me, this major that I thought I was interested in. So we do have a wide variety of majors that you can choose from. As I said, we have a number of scholarship opportunities as well that are really great that you can get more than one, and this can certainly add up to full tuition scholarship. In terms of campus life, there are a lot of opportunities to get involved. There are a lot of clubs, a lot of activities, both academic and non-academic. And we have a vibrant campus life and sports community. If anyone's a basketball fan, basketball is really big at University of Kentucky. We have one of the best teams in the country. I don't know, Timur, have you been to any basketball games?
I'm actually not a big fan of basketball.
Not a fan of basketball. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of soccer as well. A lot of people from Kazakhstan do like soccer. We have a soccer team, and all the games are free for the soccer team, for both women and men's team. But I actually never been to the basketball game.
Okay, so yeah, so there are a lot of opportunities for sporting events. Soccer, basketball is the big one here, American football as well. So beyond the academics, we do have a really vibrant campus life. Everyone has probably heard of Kentucky in that you've heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken, but we certainly have a lot more than that. And we're and we're located in Lexington, Kentucky, which is the third safest city in the United States. So we're a really safe environment as well. And I know that that is important to a lot of people. Are there any other questions about either engineering or about the university in general, or any other academic programs that we might have? I have put my contact information in the chat if you want to email me with any kind of questions that you have about any of our programs. And here's a QR code that you can scan.
We have a question here. Is it possible to transfer from community college to your university? And
yes,
probably another question, if it's possible to get any scholarship for like transfer students.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So both of the, so the answer is yes. Those are the short answers. But we have students all the time who transfer from community college into our university, and we do have admissions specialists who work with transfers from community college, making sure that the credits transfer correctly. And we do have a number of scholarships that are also available to transfer students. So for example, our International Ambassador Scholarship is also open to transfer students. So we definitely have opportunities for that.
Because we have one student, she studies at Lane Community College, and she's about to finish her second year. So right now her family is looking for university where she can go next. So that's maybe I'm just gonna give your contact details.
Absolutely.
It will be easier.
Yeah.
Plus she will take contact details of Timur.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
I already posted it in the chat.
But yeah, definitely scan the QR code. That'll give you all of my contact details, as well as have our website for the International Center at University of Kentucky. And that has a lot of answers about things like tuition and scholarships in the application process as well. So definitely, everyone, please feel free to send me an email or to send Timur an email if you have a question that you feel that he could answer better. And again, if you have specific questions about engineering, but also many of our other programs. Are there any other questions? No? All right, then thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your participation. I know you must be spending a lot of time online right now with all your classes and everything else. So we really appreciate it.